Hello everybody, and welcome to another prediction video where today I'm going to be predicting and talking about the AFC West. Last video that I did predicting the next season of the National Football League, I predicted the AFC North, predicted which teams would go where, how far they would go, what their placement in the division would be, their records, and what I think the future's for them is. So I'm going to be talking about the AFC West now. All four teams, the Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers, Las Vegas Raiders, and Denver Broncos. All four teams had very interesting seasons last year, with three of the four not doing very good, and the Kansas City Chiefs making it to the Super Bowl and unfortunately losing. I'm going to start it off going from worst to best because I want to do Kansas City last. I don't know why. I just felt like it. Anyways, the Denver Broncos. This team last year had a QB carousel and absolutely was awful with players like Drew Lock. Any other quarterback that they had, I don't even remember. It was just awful. It was just absolutely awful. The entire team was a mess. Their defense was pretty good, although Von Miller was injured in week 1 and couldn't play the rest of the season, which significantly hindered that defense. Players like Justin Simmons, Michael Ojemudia were not that bad. Noah Fant on the offense was pretty good. Bradley Chubb wasn't that bad. Jerry Jeudy was a pretty good rookie receiver for them. So the entire team, other than their quarterback and their little bit of their pass rush and their offensive line, so a lot of pieces weren't that good, but it caused them to go 5-11 on the year, if I'm not mistaken, and get one of the top 10 picks in the draft. So not very good for them. Next, they did acquire Patrick Surtain in the draft and were able to improve their corners, as they significantly need to do that, as a couple years ago they lost Chris Harris to the Chargers. So to see they need to somehow get another corner to replace him, and Patrick Surtain the second, still call him Patrick Surtain because it's just easier for me, but he will hopefully fix that, improve this cornerbacking core and help them just do better on defense and in their secondary. Another position that they must fix in the future is most definitely QB. They were in talks with Aaron Rodgers for getting him from the Packers. They were in talks with Seattle even for getting Russell Wilson. So they need to get that corner or that QB position ASAP. They're gonna probably keep Drew Lock for another year, which I would do the same. Test him out, see if he's able to actually lead an offense, and if not, you gotta get him over with, rip the bandage off, and get somebody else, because it's very, very unfortunate that he had so much promise in those few games that he started when the Broncos didn't have a quarterback because he was injured. I forgot who though. And comes in, plays spectacular, and all of a sudden sort of just wear it off, and now it's not that good anymore. I think this Denver Bronco team will probably get a 4-12 record, as they're not going to get worse in the fact they're just going to play worse, I think. This team is not worse than it was before. I just think that maybe their schedule's a little bit too difficult, but I don't think they're going to do anything better than that. I just don't agree with it. 5-11 was a pretty good record that they had last season, but I think next season, if they're going to probably have one game where they just flip, they lose. I just don't think they're going to be very good. Actually, I think they're going to go 4-13. That's my prediction. 4-13, not 4-12, because there's 17 games in the season, not 16. You need to remember that. So 4-13 is my record for the Denver Broncos, and they will most likely place 4th in the division, just because you can't do that with the Chargers and Raiders because they aren't that bad. Next team I want to talk about is the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert had an absolute spectacular rookie season, smashing so many records for a rookie. Obviously winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, deservingly, and was able to win over the hearts of all these Chargers fans who thought that Justin Herbert was nothing coming into the draft, getting picked 5th overall, and after losing Phillip Rivers, they're like, oh, we aren't going to be good this year, but helped them get a 7-9 record. So this team, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, a bunch of other pieces on their offense. Their offensive line is pretty good. They picked up Rashawn Slater in the draft. They were able to keep. They actually unfortunately lost Hunter Henry, but they did, if I'm not mistaken, draft a tight end going into the draft. But they were able to, keep some okay tight ends to replace him. Their receiving core is again only those 2 players. Austin Eckler is a breakout running back for them. So this offense is really good. Justin Herbert going into his 2nd year can definitely improve and could just get even better than he was before. So if he just gets a little bit better, just learns from his mistakes in his rookie year, bam, all of a sudden, very good player and could be top 20, top 15 in the league as a QB, and then in the far future he could be top 10, top 5 as a QB position. The defense, on the other hand, is average. Their 2 best players, Joey Bosa, Derwin James, Kenneth Murray Jr. is a good linebacker for them. Their cornerbacks are okay. They did get Chris Harris from their division rival Broncos. They did require a cornerback from the Titans. I can't remember his name. So their defense isn't that bad. It's just I think their pass rush and their linebacking core needs to be improved, as you can't just have one linebacker in that core that's really good. You need another one that can help Kenneth Murray when he's struggling, or replace him whenever he needs to. Same on the D-line. You can't just have Joey Bosa do everything. You need to have some other players that can do what he does. They just need to improve on that D-line and their linebacking core, and they can just keep on getting better. I think that their record will improve. They will finish 9-8. So, yes, 9-8 the Chargers will go. That is my prediction. Justin Herbert, great step up. They will definitely improve, and I think they could possibly make the playoffs if their division is that competitive, and all the other teams in the AFC suck. The 3rd team I want to talk about is the Las Vegas Raiders. This team just moved into Las Vegas 1 year ago, and they had a pretty average season for Oakland Raiders standards. They were unable to make the playoffs after choking their last 5 games and just losing to teams like the Dolphins, their division rival Chargers. They were just unable to win. They even lost to the Falcons in disgusting fashion. So this entire team was struggling at the later half of the season, and unfortunately cost them to not make the playoffs. So this team needs a little bit of a revamp. Their D-line is okay with players like Max Crosby, Carl Nassib, who came out as a gay, the first active gay player in the NFL. So congratulations to him. Their entire D-line, other than those 2 players, was average at best. Their linebacking core has absolutely no notable names. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Their secondary is again another average secondary. They didn't pick up mainly any players on that secondary that I know of, and they just need to improve in that defense. The defense was the struggling part of their team, and they need to improve that as soon as possible, or else they're just going to keep on getting worse. Their offense, on the other hand, was not that bad. They had an overall pretty good team. Their receiving core, with Henry Ruggs being the main target on that team, Hunter Renfrow being the secondary target. So not that many big names, but Henry Ruggs will definitely improve into a superstar receiver. Derek Carr was okay, but he's getting a little bit older now. He's already 28, 29, so he needs to either take a huge step up going into next season, or they may have to replace him and draft a new quarterback going into next season. their running back core with Josh Jacobs, who is an absolute superstar, a young running back that will absolutely destroy teams, and just if he keeps on getting better, doesn't get injured like last season, he can do amazing things for this team. Their tight end, Darren Waller, a superstar tight end, one of the best young tight ends in the league, one of the fastest tight ends in the league besides Noah Fant. And he is also another receiving target for Derek Carr. So he's got plenty of weapons on that offense that he can use. He just isn't using them. He just isn't able to conduct the offense properly, and it unfortunately costs them to go 8-8 on the season. Their linemen are really, really good compared to plenty of teams in the league. So they definitely have a great offensive line, and they need to somehow use that, learn to use that, and eventually just mesh everything together and help this offense hopefully take control of the team. And if the defense suffers, then the offense can do better. So I think that this team, after going 8-8, definitely had a pretty good year over the last few years, 2-3 years. They were making the playoffs a little while ago, but they didn't this year. They were just out by both the Dolphins, and Dolphins not making it, and the Colts making it. So I think that this team will most likely, since they have the same team, I think they're most likely going to get a similar record. I think they're going to go 8-9. They're going to be one game behind the Chargers. The Chargers will get second place in their division. The Raiders will get third. The Chiefs, what does that mean for them? They're automatically going to be first in their division. Who is going to do better than them in this division? Let's be honest, the AFC West, yes, they've got good teams that are up and coming, but that's only one. That's the Chargers. In the future, they may be able to take over the Chiefs if the Chiefs have a significant downfall, but right now, it is the Chiefs that are going to be absolutely taking over. Patrick Mahomes, stellar year for him. He was all around an amazing player, was able to throw crazy throws cross body. He was able to let his rookie running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, run over defenses and actually have a very, very good rookie campaign as well. His receiving core, Mecole Hardman, Tyreek Hill, even Demarcus Robinson as a third guy are very, very good. So this entire team has the weapons available. Their tight ends, Travis Kelce, one of the, if not the best tight end in the league. So this team has plenty of weapons. What happened in the Super Bowl is that their offensive line struggled. They didn't have any protection for Patrick Mahomes, as a few of their linemen were injured, so it cost them a little bit, but they were able to acquire Orlando Brown from the Ravens, which I think is a little bit of an odd trade for the Ravens, as you know, you need the O-line to help with Lamar Jackson as well. Anyways, they traded him, and now the Chiefs have a very, very good offensive line, so hopefully they can just they're going to get better. I don't think they can improve a 15-1 record, as you're most likely not going to go undefeated. I think that they could possibly go 15-1 again. Their defense needs a little bit of work though as well. Yes, they do have Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Jones, but their linebacking core is pretty blank. There's nobody there that's of note. Yeah, their secondary, L'Jarius Sneed was a very good rookie for them. So they just need to improve their linebacking core. That's the one problem for them. They have been unable to improve it, and they need to somehow get somebody that can replace those not good linebackers. So I think that all they need to do is just improve their linebacking core and defense, and then they're going to be literally perfect. Just absolutely perfect. There's nothing that they need to fix other than the linebacking core and maybe tune up a couple positions, just a couple more players. But other than that, you're done. This team was automatically well-rounded, and I think they are most likely going to finish with either a 14-3 or 15-2 record. They may finish 16-1. I'm not sure about that, but I think they could finish 14-3 or 15-2. That is my prediction for them. They'll obviously finish first in the AFC West, and I think that the division will go 14-3 Chiefs or 15-2, depending on what you want. I'll probably stick with 14-3 because you're probably going to lose a few games. Then it is the Chargers, second in the division at 9-8. Then the Raiders at 8-9 in third place. And then the Broncos at 4-13. That is my prediction for them. I don't think that this team, this division, will do anything different. They may flip with the Raiders and Chargers, but I just think that the Chiefs are going to be first, the Broncos are going to be last, and it's a toss-up for whoever finishes second and third in that division. But the Chiefs are going to win it again. It's pretty obvious, let's be honest. The Chiefs are a super team, and I think that they're obviously going to keep doing better, and they're just going to keep going. But that is going to do it. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will be doing the AFC South next, the most anticlimactic division in the entire NFL, and I will be talking about them and the exact same thing that I did this video. But hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, comment if you want to. I do read all the comments because I rarely get any anyways. But anyways, hope you enjoyed. Yeah, if you're excited for this basketball season that's coming to an end, the NBA Finals is already upon us, so I will be talking about that when that is finished. But until then, that's about it. See ya.